Thanks for tuning in on the second installment of Wait on the Lord by James Wilson. If you're just getting started with this piece, you might want to go back and see the first video where we covered the chorus and the verse and gave you all the details about that. Today's tutorial, we're going to go on and talk about the vamp and the bridge and get you settled in with those chord situations, and there's a little riff there at the end of the bridge. I also want to go over that with you. So let's dive in together. When we go into the vamp, I'm calling the part where it says, because he's ordering your steps, you gotta wait. I'm calling that part the vamp. So on the vamp and then on into the bridge, which is I'm gonna wait on you, Jesus, you notice that actually the chords are not new. Everything is material that we've covered from the verse and from the chorus. So it's still the same C2 chord and E minor 7 chord and D suspended. Those friends are going to return. However, I'm taking a little time to go over this next part. Same chords, yes, but we're going to shift them into a little bit of a different position. The reason is the band has come in fully, of course, by this point. You also have the vocals in parts. So you need to pull out of that low range on the keyboard that we're talking about when it was just a solo on the verse and pull up so that way you can be a member of the band without interfering with the bass or anything else. We also can be more helpful to the vocals. So here's what it looks like in the correct position. So, because he's ordering your steps, we start with that C2. I'm just going to do right hand right here in the middle of the piano. We have a D, second note above C, and the G. So I'm just going to play that. And actually, instead of playing it in this position, I'm going to shift up a little bit here, put my thumb on the D and the fourth finger on the G like this. And you'll see why I'm doing that in just a moment. Left hand, you can just play that C and G, the fifth there, because he's ordering 2, 3, 4. Remember, it holds here for a little bit. And then we go to that E minor. So left hand, I'm going to shift to that E and B. Notice that the right hand did not change. Yep, that's correct. Oh, it's super simple that way. Okay, so we have the name of the chord E, the third of the chord G, fifth of the chord B, and there's the seventh. All the chord members are present, and it was super easy to play. So again, C2, because he's ordering, and then move the left hand. There's the E minor 7, and then we'll move down left hand to D and A. Right hand, you're going to stay right there in that position, D, G, A, and resolve. There's your F sharp. You got to wait, goes back. There's a C2 again. Sorry, let's leave that thumb over there on the D. And you got to wait, E minor 7, that's it. And then the D2, you can just play it as E, right hand, and A. That's it. Some people may just want to play the D suspended again, and you know it actually would work as well, but I just want to follow the chart really closely, so that would be the D2. So what I've done is set up your right hand so that you don't have to move out of that 5-finger position with your thumb on D, your pinky resting over A. You're already set, so every chord that we're going to do is going to be right there. Everything is there. So the left hand, you're simply moving the name of the chord and the fifth above that. So I'm leaving out the middle note in the chord. So C5, E plus the 5, C5, and the D5. So that actually is super simple, and it probably feels a little bit easier than the more complicated version we did at the beginning. But that's what we need at the beginning, and this is what we need for the vamp. All right, so you can go ahead and try that out. You might want to notice on the recording there's a little bit of time between those chord changes. So again, this makes it easier for us on the keys. You don't have to do a whole lot here because he's ordering. Ordering is where the downbeat falls. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a pause. 2, 3. He's ordering your steps. You gotta wait. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You gotta wait. 2, 3, 4. That's it. Yeah, so that timing there, you want to be careful that you're hearing the chord changes at the correct time. You can hear on James Wilson's recording, they do a lot of ad-lib while the singers are paused there, and it's very effective. But just know on the keys, you're going to be kind of still there, or at least be able to hear where the downbeats are and the chord changes fall. A gentle pulse could work there if you're looking for something to do. To keep that rhythm, that energy. Now, moving on to the bridge, I'm going to wait on you, Jesus. Okay, so here we are again. Here's those chords. So we have, gonna wait on you, Jesus. So we're coming up here. I'm still playing that D and G in here. Wait on you, Jesus. And we go to that E minor. Same thing as before. And then we'll do the full out D chord. Wait on you, Jesus. So D, F sharp, A. So I'm just going to play that in root position. I'm Not Turning Back Now brings you right back to that cycle again, which repeat the progression C2, E minor 7. I'm not turning back now. I'm not turning. Okay, and there's your D chord. So again, this feels very simple if you're going, wow, you know, this is just not complicated at all. Today's your day. That's it. Okay, so at the end, you hear on the recording, they go into, you know, sort of an interlude, and there's a praise break, and people are worshiping, and it's just wonderful. What is the keys doing there? It's the keys, and you hear the lead guitar as well. So this is what the notes are if you're trying to figure that out. Right hand, he's actually doing an octave here on the E, and you notice I'm an octave above the middle C range of the piano, so you're up in here. Now I'm just going to play it. If you have small hands and you're more comfortable doing one finger at a time, that's okay too. The notes are E, E, D, E, E, D, E, G, E. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. E, E, D, E, E, D, E, G, E. So you're going to play that 2 times in a row. That's exact cycle. The third time, everything's the same, except instead of hitting the G, you're going to go to the A. E, E, G, E, E, G, E, A, E. Okay, and then it ends by going G, D, A, B, and it jumps back down and starts again. So it is a 4 progression cycle. There's 4 lines that repeat. So you do 2 times in a row that exact progression where you're focusing on E and D, and then you hop up to the G. The third time is E, D, hop up to the A. Last time we leave the E alone and move to that G, D, A, B. So if you're doing this with one finger, I would suggest you start with your second finger on the E, and so basically your thumb is sitting on the D here. So that way you can play all the notes, including the G and the A, without having to move the hand. So that falls well. Second finger, 2, 1, 2, and then 2, 4, 2, or 2, 5, 2, depending on where you're at in the cycle. When you go to the G, move your thumb there, and so you have a G, 5 fingers. That gets you all the notes you need, A, B, without again having to shift. So that's for those of you that have smaller hands, or maybe you're just not comfortable getting that whole octave out there. Maybe you feel a little nervous, or like, I might play a wrong note. You know, that's okay. Wherever you're at is fine. You can do it either way. If you do feel brave and you have that larger hand span, you're able to get the full octave, go for it, play it with pride, let the Lord use you. Okay, so what is the left hand doing? I'm talking a lot about the right hand. The left hand can just repeat the chord progressions from bridge 1. So if you add it all together, you have the C in the left hand, back to your C chord, and then and it just repeats after that. So that gets you everything, especially that interlude. That's one of those things that sometimes people have questions about. I'm not sure if I have all the notes right. I'm not sure how to play that and get it in the right timing. So I'm hoping that answered all of your questions. Thank you so much. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give it a like and share it with your friends. I hope to see you for the next Gospel Charts.